Mm, Good morning, good morning. How we doing, everybody? Greetings. Yes, Vivian, Latrice, Michelle, good morning. And good morning to everyone joining us from the future who's watching this via the recording. To everyone who's watching during the present, congratulations. It's a gift, and I'm very happy to accept it and to be here alive, well, and ready to take on the day. For you guys that don't know, my name is Adam Holland, stock options expert market strategist, and just overall proponent of the 1% initiative, which is really just focused on getting 1% better each and every day. Focus on pursuing purpose, right? Not pursuing profits, not pursuing achievements, but pursuing purpose. Everything that we do is with a larger goal in mind, right? You don't just make money for the sake of having money. Money is useless paper that's backed by nothing. You can't take it when you go, right? What you're doing is trying to give yourself the freedom to pursue purpose. And that's what we're here working toward each and every day. That's the goal, right? Not money chasers, not check chasers, right? But purpose chasers. That is really what I kind of want to cultivate here, what I'd consider us ultimately, right? There's things you do short term, but it's all with a larger goal in mind, right? These are bullet points underneath a larger goal, a larger vision. And I think that's something that's important to remember, right? You're fighting battles, but what is the war? What is the goal of the war? A lot of people can get lost in the day-to-day and not realize what they were fighting for. They're fighting to make a few extra bucks so you can spend some more time with your family, or go on a vacation, or send your child to the school that you wanted to send them to, or afford them certain opportunities that you didn't have, right? That is the bigger vision. You going and being able to say, oh, well, I made this money trading the market. Yeah, that's cool, but you're doing that for a reason, right? And that reason is a larger purpose. So welcome today, my purpose chasers, right? Everybody who's here, locked in arms with the exact same goal. I'm excited to kick off another day. Busy morning for me. I had to jump directly into work. I unfortunately did have to go and write up a proposal for us. It's good stuff, great things that are happening, always stuff going on, I feel like, within the Holland household, but it took up the time that I was going to use to normally run. So maybe I'll just get some push-ups in or something like that. But overall, the workout did get skipped. Still woke up one time, which is great. But again, just sharing this with you guys to kind of remain accountable and make you comfortable with also thinking about how your morning was, right? How things transpired, what happened, how did you handle it, right? Taking inventory of yourself each and every morning and say, okay, here I hit the mark, here I didn't, right? I am happy though that I woke up and I accomplished what I wanted to do, which was a hefty feat before market opened and before I had to do this. So already starting off the day hot, which is what you love to do. The trees, purpose chasers mount up, in my Warren G voice. I love it, right? Purpose chasers mount up. We're riding out. Let's see what we got going on here, what we have on the docket today. Heads up for all my peeps. Also, I've got a meeting at noon today, so I shall be involved in that at 12 o'clock. Okay. Sorry, I was just I was going through my email to find the newsletter and actually just forgot that I was online for a second and was going through my emails normally. So without further ado, we're going to dive into what we have going on today. It's been a very profitable week. We have been positioned bearish for a bit, right, for a few sessions, and that is exactly what's coming to pass. I talked on here about the loss of the weekly uptrend support on SPY 2 weeks ago. We retraced and held beneath it last week, and then this is the week when we start to head lower and we can really see capitulation, right, which translates into big sell-off. So again, make sure you're letting all your friends know who have money in markets, who want to make money off of markets, that this is the time for them to get involved. I posted on my story this morning because it's very, very worth noting. I don't run sales or have a masterclass unless there is a big move that is about to transpire in markets. And I posted the calendar to show everyone proof of that, right? Before the recession came, months before the recession came, I ran a sale called Recession, right? You talk about both the challenges that I had over the course of 2022, challenges being online masterclasses. Both of those happened before significant market moves, right? Monetizable market moves. So this isn't by coincidence. It is by design. I wish more people did things by design, right? It'd be really awesome if somebody said, hey, we're about to have a blizzard. So us over at Target, we're going to discount salt and defrosting liquid and toilet paper, which everyone seems to flock to, right? We're going to discount that because we see a blizzard upcoming. That'd be beautiful, right? That's literally the exact same opportunity that I'm providing here. So anybody that you know who isn't positioned, who needs to be positioned, who keeps coming at you for money, and you're like, I'm trading for myself, I'm not trading to give you handouts, send them this direction so they can start earning their piece themselves, right? But make sure they know at AdamHollandeducates.com, code my term for literally almost 30% off, 28% off. I'm turning 28. So 28% off of stock options made easy so that they can get started and get executing in order to take advantage of this move. Now, in terms of top news, run up in yields. Bond yields continue to rise across the board, continuing an upswing that began nearly 3 months ago at the beginning of the summer. In fact, the yield on the benchmark 10-year Treasury closed at 4.25% on Wednesday, marking the highest level since 2008, and extended gains overnight by climbing another 4 basis points to 4.29%. The upward march follows the release of the latest FOMC minutes, which stressed that additional interest rate hikes might be needed. That was already known, right? So when we talk about the FOMC minutes that were released yesterday, nothing happened that we didn't already know. They already mentioned that. Powell already mentioned that additional rate hikes might be needed. So there was no new information. What occurred was already going to occur, right? Which is something that we talked about going into the meeting. Now, in terms of the minutes, with it, quote, with inflation still well above the committee's longer run goal and the labor market remaining tight, most participants continue to see significant upside risk to inflation, which could require further tightening of monetary policy. Participants generally noted a high degree of uncertainty regarding the cumulative effects on the economy of past monetary policy tightening, and emphasized the importance of communicating as clearly as possible about the committee's data-dependent approach to policy and its firm commitment to bring inflation down to its 2% objective. Now, investors are sizing up the latest developments in how rising yields compare with stock valuations. With the equity market, while the equity market has had a few hiccups in August, stronger than expected economic data continues to pour in, and dip buying continues to be a strategy for those that expect the Fed to end its hiking cycle soon. Others say 10-year yields above 4% still present a good buying opportunity, in contrast to the potential rewards from pricey stocks in multiples that might not be as appealing. In terms of analyst commentary, quote, this higher for longer narrative is coming out of the Fed, causing nominal rates and real rates to keep moving higher, declared Lawrence Gillum, chief fixed income strategist at LPL Financial. Whether they can continue to keep moving higher is the question. 10-year Treasury yields have a direct impact on mortgage rates, so if they go higher, we're likely to see continued stress in housing markets. The 10-year TIPS rate tends to impact investment alternatives so that investors might choose TIPS over riskier choices. So, I mean, this is just all jargon talking about how, bonds are becoming more attractive as compared to stocks, right? Not really anything that is super important to us. It's kind of just another offshoot of this is also happening with the market going down. In terms of media here, Barbie Bonanza, and I don't feel the need to go deeper into that because we're already short. We already have a plan to take advantage of this, so there's no reason for me to talk about bonds and stocks going down when you guys have already heard that 1,000 times from me over the course of the past 2 weeks, and we're positioned for that. So I don't want to waste time when we can get into the Loom videos, right, and that pre-market analysis and get to the money-making portion. In terms of media here, Barbie Bonanza. Barbie is now Warner Bros. Discovery's highest ever grossing domestic movie, topping $537 million at the box office to overtake Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. Dang, that's crazy. After a tough stretch for movie theaters during the pandemic, foot traffic for theaters and music venues rose 29.5% last month, noted Naveen Jaggi, president of Retail Advisory Services at JLL. Barbie is also showing no signs of losing steam as it appears to be on track, to be 2023's highest grossing film. A major driver of its success has been Warner Bros. Advertising prowess, which Seeking Alpha analyst Andrew Deci said is a nice preview to the power of this recently combined media conglomerate. We talked about Barbie and their advertising approach. It was called Scorched Earth, right? They had they had like crossovers and collaborations going in every single sector. I'm talking like car dealerships, makeup, toys, drinks, energy drinks, food, right? They had, when I say scorched earth, I mean they literally just threw money at everything. It was like Barbie, 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 Barbie. So I don't know if they're in the green from this because of how much they had to pay, or like in the black, right, in accounting terms. I have no idea, but I do know they spent a heck of a lot of money on advertising, and it's looking like it's worth it as of right now. But that's what happens when you put something everywhere, right? You turn it into a pop culture phenomenon, right? They're paying all the influencers, they're paying to get that stuff circulated on social media. All these people that didn't even care about Barbie when they were younger are now going and dressing all pink, right? It's the power of media and the power of really throwing dollars into the furnace, hoping that some of the smoke can get people entranced enough to go in and see the movie. In terms of financials news, crypto derivatives, in a big regulatory win as it battles an SEC lawsuit, Coinbase has received regulatory approval to offer eligible U.S. customers access to cryptocurrency futures. Coinbase will now be the first crypto native leader to directly offer traditional spot crypto trading alongside regulated and leveraged crypto futures on an integrated trading solution, the exchange said in a statement. The development is viewed as a positive for the industry, especially in light of the recent flurry of spot Bitcoin ETF and Ether futures ETF applications, which seeking alpha analyst Verify Research said proves that institutions still have significant interest in the crypto space. So I'm not logged in yet to Thinkorswim. That's what I just am doing here. But we can take a little peek-see at Coinbase once we hop in there. But more positive news for Coinbase and for crypto as a whole, right? Our blockchain tickers, Riot, Mara, all tickers that you want to keep an eye on here today with this positive crypto news. They tend to move positively whenever there is positive crypto news. And of course, Coinbase, right? Considering this is Coinbase specific news. So definitely taking a look at those, right? Make sure that you're able to break down those charts, 30 seconds or less, see if there's short-term, medium-term, long-term opportunity. If you can't, go to adamhollandeducates.com so that you can learn how to do that. And it's a skill just like driving. Once you learn how to do it, it pays you for the rest of your life, right? Imagine if someone was like, oh man, what if you had to pay a few $1,000s to learn how to drive? Well, you can transport yourself wherever you want to go until you die, right? That's what's important. Cost versus value. You can't just cost. If somebody said, hey, for $10,000 you can get Chick-fil-A for life. Heck yeah, that's a smart deal. Look at the guy who I think it was with Delta. He bought the Delta for Life tickets. I saw a video on that. Basically, at some point, Delta or some airline offered a lifetime flight pass. And it was for like, I don't know, $20,000 at the time or something like that. And this dude has taken hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of flights. He has endorsement deals. He's gone all over the place, right? What if he looked and he's like, $20K? I'm not spending that. What if he didn't see the value, right? And this dude, already has done well for himself, but because of that, he's really catapulted and created a brand, all from an investment he made up front that a lot of people would have been like, heck no, it's not worth it. When you look at how much you fly, right, it was 1,000% worth it over the course of a lifetime, plus the fact you can go anywhere you want, right, anywhere you want for your whole life. So it's cost versus value is a huge mental block that people have and never get over. But it was one that once I got over it, I was like, wow, this is literally the cheat code to life. Because everything in your life that you think is holding you back, it's really just you holding you back, right? You're the one who's like, I don't know. You say, I don't know until you die. And then by that point, it's too late, right? I just started saying, all right, I'm going to do. And my life has been on a straight uptrending trajectory, right? A hard uptrend ever since I said, screw it, I'm going to do it. Just nonstop, right? It doesn't always lead to outright success, but even the experiences that you get along the way make me much better off than me sitting there again for 10 years on end, like, oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't, right? Living life in purgatory just to wait to die. That is like the worst idea that I feel like anyone has ever had. But getting back into like stock market related things, watching those tickers, right, as we headed to open. Consumer news backing out. The biggest meat company in America, Tyson Foods, ticker TSN, is reportedly exploring the sale of its poultry business in China. While talks are at an early stage, a number of private equity firms have shown interest. The development comes a week after Tyson announced the closure of 4 U.S. chicken facilities to cut costs, but many foreign companies have been divesting their assets in China due to an economic slowdown and geopolitical uncertainty. Another U.S. meat giant, Cargill, sold its poultry operations in the country earlier this year to private equity firm DCP Capital. So I think that's, again, very significant. We have businesses of all different types in all different sectors divesting from China. It's not just Apple, right, kind of pulling out of their relationship with Foxconn and moving into India, right? This is a number of different companies across the board, right? You already had a bunch of them exit Russia, and now a ton of them are exiting China. The writing is on the wall. This is very important to take note of, right? You see it and you hear it, and it's, oh, this headline, this headline, this headline, and then suddenly, war breaks out with China or conflict with China too far gone, and we're like, how did this happen? It's been happening for 2 years, right? Bit by bit, piece by piece. And I think this just further adds more pieces to the puzzle, right? These huge companies know what's going on. They're like, hey guys, this is probably going to pop off in the next year to a year and a half. Let's go ahead and make the moves we need to get out of here, right? And everyone is doing it across the board. You don't want to be that ostrich with your head in the sand. Make sure that you are staying up to date. You're aware of what's happening in the world around you, and that way you can evolve along with it, right? Just because humans are the apex species, right, does not mean that we don't still experience natural selection each and every day, right? Because you living in a world that changes every day means natural selection is still alive and well, where only the fittest survive, and really only the fittest thrive, right? And they can take advantage of the opportunities to level themselves up and have the life they want to have. In terms of consumer news, backing out, the biggest meat company in America, we talked about that, Tyson Foods, getting out of China. In terms of today's markets, mixed bag. In Asia, Japan down 0.6%, Hong Kong flat, China up 0.4%, India down 0.6%, London down 0.1%, Paris down 0.1%, Frankfurt down 0.1%, Dow up 0.1%, S&P up 0.1%, NASDAQ up 0.1%. So literally everything is basically flat except for in China, where China were slightly up, India were slightly down. Crude oil up 0.8%, gold flat, Bitcoin down 2.3%. So maybe Bitcoin didn't like the news or something else is happening. In terms of today's economic calendar, 8:30 a.m. initial jobless claims is what we got. So we can check those out. Other than that, it doesn't seem like we get e-commerce retail sales at 10 a.m. today. Could be like a 1 minute pop candle type of interaction. Let's see what we got in terms of jobless claims data. Jobless claims data. Waiting for this guy to load. All right, let's do it. I need to close down some windows as well. I've got a ton of windows open. I don't know if you guys are victims of that as well. Okay, here we go. We do have some random Apple news here. Apple KeyBank said in a research note Thursday, the results from its July month carrier survey indicate slower Apple iPhone sell-through trends. The trends were in line to be slightly below store expectations, according to KeyBank and John Vin, who added that macro headwinds persisted. Now, let me see here. So in terms of jobless claims data, 239K versus 248K previous, estimated was 240K. So jobless claims were better than expected, which is, so far has been bearish for markets. So again, that could change, because people's reaction to certain data can change. But as of right now, you guys all know that, that thought process. Basically, you want worse than expected jobless data because that is going to let the Fed know that, okay, out of my 2 jobs of maintaining full employment and keeping inflation low, I haven't been paying enough attention to maintaining full employment. Maybe I need to stop raising interest rates and focus on getting employment back up, right? So you want more jobless claims than expected. We got less, so technically bearish for equities. And then let's see, Microsoft struggles to gain on Google despite its head start in AI search. Yeah, the rubber's going to start meeting the road now as we get more and more data in terms of like usage and everything. Because again, I still have not once used Bing search. I still use Google, even though Bing search is integrated with ChatGPT, which is kind of crazy. Maybe I need to change that now, but it's just tough for people to change from what they know. What else is happening? We'll go through our rapid fire bullet point rundown session here. Target, ticker TGT, holds gains after signaling Q3 may be off to a better start. Energy Transfer, ticker ET, phone home, to buy Crestwood equity for $7.1 billion in stock. Tesla gets big Texas win with approval of EV charging mandate. Paramount Global, ticker Para, abandons plan to sell stake in BET Media. Cisco, ticker CSCO, pops after posting strong results and mixed guidance. ArcelorMittal, ticker MT, weighs making buyout offer for U.S. Steel. Everybody's trying to acquire U.S. Steel. Visa under renewed scrutiny from DOJ over token technology. And then federal appeals court rules to restrict access to abortion pill. Tencent, profit and revenue rise but misses estimates. TJ Maxx parent TJX up as results. Top estimates, fiscal year outlook raised. And then Aldi beefs up U.S. footprint with acquisitions of supermarket chains. So I guess Aldi spreading out, making their, making their claim, making themselves known. And that'll wrap us up, right? I thought that, what do I want to do? Check out Coin. Yeah, let's see how Coin is moving as a result of that news. Coin looks flat in that news. I'm guessing, I don't know if it came out yesterday, came out overnight. It seems like Coin got a little pump in yesterday, pre-market at like 6 a.m. So I have no idea if the news came out already. We have to do more, research to see. But if it did come out recently and it's not up over, I couldn't imagine that happened and it didn't move up when that news dropped. So that's something worth checking out, right? Researching when that news dropped, if it was yesterday early morning and it's just being reported now, right? Because maybe they already had the newsletter made for yesterday. But something worth looking at before we get that opening bell happening here. Let me check them out too, just overall. Yeah, not really interested in them right now. I mean, if Coinbase is able to break that previous hourly high without losing the previous hourly low, right? If Coinbase can get over 80.28 on the hourly, and not break that previous low, around 77.77 right here. Actually, we got here 77 during market hours, 77.8. So yeah, as long as it can hold 77.8 on the hourly, it has a chance to go up and then break 80.28. But the rest of the market is bearish. So unless I see that happen, I'm not going to bet on it, and I'm not going to bet heavy. Especially since I don't know if this news even came out like as of this morning. It might have been yesterday morning. It just got reported. So if it loses 77.8 on the hourly, Coinbase can head down like everything else. So those are kind of your two potential outcomes for Coinbase. Again, there's always different outcomes. So you want to make sure you understand what would lead to you executing on one over the other, right? So that's where we're at for good old Coin. And yeah, that's it. It'll wrap us up and take us out here today, this morning. We've got a number of things we're watching that are bearish. SPY is bearish currently right now, right? Apple, bearish. We've made a lot of money on both of those. Nvidia, bearish. I'm sure if you continue to check around the market, you'll find more bearish looks. It's not very hard. Make sure you're executing on these opportunities because, again, there are times when the market is slow and things suck and it's been choppy like it has been, and then the market heats up. And the problem is you miss the market being hot because it earns back your trust, and then by the time you're ready to go, it's slow again and it's not moving, right? So make sure you're getting on the same beat, moving with the same rhythm as markets, because markets don't care if they earn your trust. They don't care if you're in them making money or not. That's our job, right? So we got to make sure we're doing that each and every day. So if you know somebody that wants to be making money in markets and they're not, or they should be, send them over to adamhollandeducates.com. Would love to have more purpose chasers as part of this community, executing each and every day, becoming 1% better. Other than that, guys, let's go into it and have another great day. Finish strong. Yeah, Dylan said yesterday, I believe. Okay, cool. That makes sense based on like the price action we saw. But let's go in and have another great day. Get ready to throw the glasses on, lock in. see you guys back here tomorrow morning for our next pre-market prep session. Peace.